Hi, Rabbi. I'm praying you have a good idea for today's conversation because the only one I can come up with is all the prayer that's going on the airways right now. What is it about the need to have God on our side, which is one subject, but the other subject is how do we everybody seems to be able to prove God is on our side because they found a prayer that said, "See, this proves God's on our side."
Historically, Joe, it's never gone well with any country, any time in history in the known universe that a country claimed God was on their side and attacked, destroyed, killed, maimed, and mutilated the other. And I want to put that up front that I'm all for prayer. Prayer is a personal conversation with God, and we're all entitled to have our personal conversations. It's wonderful. Then we have liturgy that is organized religion, and that's perfect. You walk into a Roman Catholic church, there's the Mass. You go to Jewish services, you have Welcome the Sabbath. You go to a Muslim service and you pray. Those are very specific to a denomination, and it's liturgy. And it's appropriate to say whatever the religion's teaching. Once we enter the public forum, there's a real danger in using prayer to convince the populace that God is on our side and not on their side. And we're finding that out now. We have to be really careful about using public prayer to rally people against them. Prayer is, let's have a conversation with God. We can do it publicly. However, let's not bring in our denominational religions into the public forum. And that's where the danger lies, and that's the warning throughout history. It's always been a disaster, Joe.
It's ironic that we all claim that we worship God as an entity that loves peace and forgiveness. And at the same time, we keep finding all these different pieces of liturgy that say, but it's okay to blast the hell out of somebody.
We find the same thing with college, high school, and professional football. You have coaches and individuals praying that your team defeats the godless team and the other team is the bad team and God is on our side, not on their side. Why are we putting God in a position to choose sides? Why don't we use prayer for our troops, for peace? War is a necessary evil. That's a given. Let's not glorify it by claiming that God is on our side, the angels are sharpening our swords, but not theirs. When the reality is the other side's doing the same prayers. And it really is harmful to us as soldiers. Pray for my well-being, pray for my strength. More important, I want God to direct my leaders to make good decisions so we don't have another pork chop hill.
Because, as you know all too well from your experiences in the VA, soldiers are trained to do ridiculous things like, Murphy, see that machine gun over there? Go take it out. So we have to be very careful, especially in our administrations, in our leadership, that we don't ask soldiers to do things and make these sacrifices for anything less than the best of reasons.
And our prayers should be for our soldiers, for their well-being, for their courage, for their strength, for their glory, not that God's on our side and that's why you're fighting this. And that's why I keep coming back to history. Every time someone's claimed God's on our side, not theirs, it has had a bad outcome. Let's pray for well being. Let's pray for peace because ultimately, if there is no war, then we're not going to be asking people to make the supreme sacrifice. Let's make it what it is. It's a necessary evil that has to be, but let's reserve that. I want I want us all to pray, but not let's not drag God into this and force God to make a choice between us and them because the other side is making the same prayer.
Well, Rabbi, let's hope your wisdom rubs off on everybody.
God, help us to suppress the idea that we want to drag you in on our side because our enemy is not on your side and you're not on their side. Please help us resist that temptation and let us then pray for the welfare of our soldiers and the welfare of our people and the people everywhere.